Okay, so let me start this. Okay. Chapter 6. Hare Krishna, we are into the chapter 6. Already we completed 9 verses. Now we'll see from 10 onwards. Okay, the 10th is, see, this portion talks about Yukta Vairagya. We'll see what is Yukta Vairagya is. Many of the verses starts with this Yunjita, these kinds of words. So most of this is talking about Krishna consciousness. So being conscious of Krishna and then leading a life. So 10th verse. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi stita ekaki yatachitatma nirashir aparigraha. Please repeat after me. Yogi yunjita satatam
Yogi yunjita satatam
atmanam rahasi stita
atmanam rahasya stitah
ekaki yatachitatma
ekaki yat chittatma
Nirasir aparigraha.
nirasir aparigraha.
Translation. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relation to the Supreme. He should live alone in the secluded place and should always always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. Purport and translation given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, somebody start reading the purport.
Krishna is realized in different degrees as Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna consciousness means, concisely, to be always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. But those who are attached to the impersonal Brahman or the localized Supersoul are also partially Krishna consciousness, because the impersonal Brahman is the spiritual ray of Krishna, and the Supersoul is all-pervading partial expansion of Krishna. Thus, the impersonalist and the meditator are also indirectly Krishna conscious. A directly Krishna conscious person is the topmost transcendentalist, because such a devotee knows what is meant by Brahman and Paramatma. His knowledge of the absolute truth is perfect, whereas the impersonalist and the meditative yogi are imperfectly Krishna conscious. Nevertheless, all these are instructed herewith to be constantly engaged in their particular pursuits, so that they may come to the highest perfection sooner or later. The first business of a transcendentalist is to keep the mind always on Krishna. One should always think of Krishna and not forget him even for a moment. Concentration of the mind on the Supreme is called samadhi or trance. In order to concentrate the mind, one should always remain in seclusion and avoid disturbance by external objects. He should be very careful to accept favorable and reject unfavorable conditions that affect his realization. And in perfect determination, he should not hanker after unnecessary material things that entangle him by feelings of possessiveness. All these perfections and precautions are perfectly executed when one is directly in Krishna consciousness, because direct Krishna consciousness means self-abnegation, wherein there is very little chance for material possessiveness. Srila Rupa Goswami characterizes Krishna consciousness in this way. Anasaktasya visayan yatarham upayunjatah nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate prapanchik kataya buddhaya hari sambandhi vastunah mumukshubeh parityago vairagyam phalgu katyate. When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without knowledge of its relationship to Krishna is not as complete in his renunciation. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255 to 256. A Krishna conscious person well knows that everything belongs to Krishna, and thus he is always free from feelings of personal possession. As such, he has no hankering for anything on his own personal account. He knows how to accept things in favor of Krishna consciousness and how to reject things unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. He is always aloof from material things because he is always transcendental, and he is always alone, having nothing to do with persons not in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness is the perfect youth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Om Tat Sat. So, very amazing verse here. A definition of Yukta Vairagya is given. So, we need to know what is Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya means renunciation, but there is two kinds of Vairagya. So, here there is a definition of Yukta Vairagya Uchyate is given. The same word, similar, is used, Yunjita is used here. That also refers to Yukta Vairagya. So, that is the primary thing in this. And also, what is directly Krishna conscious and indirectly Krishna conscious is also mentioned here. Directly Krishna conscious person, many places Prabhupada is mentioning this purport. Directly Krishna conscious person, and also he's telling about a Krishna conscious person directly in relationship with Krishna. So, here, generally the transcendentalists, their body, mind, and self in relation to the Supreme. For example, very, very nice to understand, clear to understand. First point, will let us take philosophically. So that is this paragraph where Krishna is realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Okay. Now, Krishna conscious means to always engage in transcendental loving service of the Lord. So when you are in service of Bhagavan, you already are in connection with Paramatma and Brahman. So there is no separate endeavor required. But a person who is approaching Brahman, he doesn't know Paramatma and Bhagavan. A person who is approaching Paramatma, he doesn't know Bhagavan. So he may know sometime Brahman, but he won't know Bhagavan. So completeness is known to only a devotee. So this is what we used to, I used to regularly tell the example of when we were in school, they used to give us an example of 4 or 5 blind men touching the elephant. And even Isha Upanishad, I showed you a picture. I created a slide and showed you how 4 or 5 people are touching. They're all blind. They're touching the elephant, and they're saying, one is saying elephant is like a tree because he's touching the leg. Another is catching the tail and is telling, no, the elephant is like a rope. But they're all blind. But is it right or wrong? It's partial because the vision is not fully open. So, but a person who has a proper vision, he can see the entire elephant. A person who is touching the body of the elephant says it's like a wall. In this way, each one is giving their own opinions based on their experience. But it's incomplete in nature. But a complete vision is, yes, the body of the elephant is like a wall, the tail is like a rope, and the leg is like a tree, in this tree trunk. In this way, each of the body. So then the complete picture can be seen by a person who has a vision. Same with this Bhakti Yoga, he has a clear vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His effulgence is Brahman. He lives in Vaikuntha, also in Goloka. His expansions are living in Vaikuntha. How he creates the material world. There are many planetary systems in this material world. 14 planetary systems are there, but still it's just like a mustard seed, only one universe. There are many universes. Such a vision he is going to have. Who is Paramatma? In every atom, Lord is present. So he also is very clear about who is Paramatma. He is also clear about what is Brahman, and he is attached to loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So, if you see, those who are attached to impersonal Brahman or the localized super soul are also partially Krishna conscious. They're not fully Krishna conscious. But a person who engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he is fully Krishna conscious. Because the impersonal Brahman is the spiritual sky of Krishna, the spiritual ray of Krishna, and the super soul is the all-pervading partial expansion of Krishna. So let it be a impersonalist or a meditator. Generally, those who target the yogis who target the Paramatma, they are called meditation people, meditators, dhyana yogis, and impersonalists is Brahmavadis, who are jnana yogis, the impersonalist. They are all indirectly Krishna conscious. There is an indirect Krishna conscious in them. But a directly Krishna conscious person is the topmost. The reason is he knows what is meant by Brahman and Paramatma. Like we are studying that also. So if you take Mayavadi philosophers, they never study Bhagavan. They think it is for sentimental. All the gods are same. Some women and children will worship Krishna. Why we should worship? Will discuss philosophy. So worshipping Krishna, chanting his name, talking his pastimes are all considered sentimental. And it's generally for foolish or low born or something like that. So children and women will do like that. We men will sit and discuss the philosophy. So a directly Krishna conscious person is the topmost transcendental because such a devotee knows what is meant by Brahman and Paramatma also. His knowledge of the absolute truth is perfect. The Bhagavan is the original feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whereas the impersonalists and meditative yogi are imperfectly Krishna conscious. So there are two things, indirectly or they are indirectly Krishna conscious and imperfectly Krishna conscious. They are not directly approaching the Supreme Lord. They are indirectly approaching the Supreme Lord. Moreover, they are partial understanding. I told you an example earlier in the second chapter. I told you an example of a train coming to a village. Far away, the villagers wanted to go and see the train. They went there. Some of them returned back, waited. They saw the light. Then they came back. And the next people, they saw that no, there are certain windows and some it's a very long, like a snake and all that. They saw many lights and all, and they came back home. But when the train came to the station, some group of people, they got inside the train and saw everything in the train. But when in the village, there are some people who saw only the light, and anybody asks, what did you see? They say, we saw train is nothing but a light. Like that, just they comment. Because that much only they have seen. So I already gave you that example, how each one has partial view except for the devotee. A person who came last in the railway station, he got inside the train and he saw everything, right? And then he came back with a clear understanding and full knowledge. Of course, he knows about the light also, he knows that small lights also, everything he knows. Same way. So now, nevertheless, all these are instructed here with to constantly engage in the particular pursuit of that they may come to the highest perfection sooner or later. They have to come to this loving service to the Supreme Lord. The first business of the transcendental is to keep the mind always in Krishna. Even if he is going to be a Jnana Yogi or Karma Yogi or Ashtanga Siddhi Yogi, you can leave the Karma Yogi portion. But the Ashtanga Siddhi Yogi, these three transcendentalists specifically, their business is to keep the mind always on Krishna. So one should always think of Krishna and not forget him even for a moment. So how do I understand this? Should I go and sit in dhyana? That I remember Krishna. Like that. Should a devotee do that? No. See, the best example can be told that we are not the body, we are spirit soul, okay? What is the nature of the spirit soul? Is to love Krishna. It's such a natural thing for us. We don't need to do some extra process of dhyana and all. The best example can be given. For example, the mother is there at home. Okay, the mother loves the baby very much, or the mother is putting that the father before going to office is telling, "Dhyan rakho, keep concentrate on the baby, take care." Like that, the father is leaving. So, what do you think? The mother is sitting in a posture of Ashtanga Siddhi and thinking, "Baby, baby, baby, baby." Is she meditating like that? No. She's making food for the baby, she's washing the clothes, and in between, she's looking what the baby is doing. And in the mind, she's thinking that no, I need to give some fruit juice or something like that. No, he has some calcium deficiency. Maybe I need to give some calcium rich food or iron rich food. In this way, she's thinking of the child. Doesn't mean that she's sitting in one place and thinking of him in one pointed attention. She need not do that. But in this world, if we can see, for an infant baby and the mother is said to be the most concentrated person on that infant baby, because she has to feed milk whenever the baby wants. So she has to constantly think of the welfare of the child, because this is affection. This is dhyana. This is dhyan rako. Dhyan means, so they just fix their mind. Full time she's busy. She's not always with the baby. She's not going around the baby, yani kani chapapani. No. The baby is somewhere else, but her thought is completely on the baby. Feeding him, changing his dress, giving bath, or maybe she's cooking or doing some work, but her mind is constantly thinking, why there is no sound? Is the baby asleep, or is she gone outside? Is it some danger? So now and then she'll go and check it out and come back. In this way, one's mind is absorbed, then it's called dhyana, or fixing the mind on Krishna, or always thinking of Krishna. It doesn't mean that we'll always be directly thinking of the form of Shyamasundara. Somebody told, wherever we go, whatever we see, we should always remember the form of Shyamasundara. No, we don't want a static image. We want a dynamic pastimes which are heard by the pure devotees and translated by Prabhupada in Krishna book. And when we read it, we just see it. When we read it, we just see it. That is the speciality of Srila Prabhupada's books. And we meditate on this pastime means not in sit one posture and meditate upon. Now we remember, we connect things, and mostly we engage in devotional service. This devotional service is even more relishable, that we engage in various services to Krishna. It's so fulfilling. And the dhyana is fully on Krishna. So the concentration of the mind, so Yashoda was completely in samadhi or trance. But she was completely in anxiety. Oh, some Bhutana which came, now Sakadachura. In this way, each of the demons are coming, but she saw that calamity. She didn't know it's Asuras sometimes, most of the times. She just thought some calamity came and the calamity went, and like this, she's worried about Krishna. So this is complete samadhi or trance. So, the trance doesn't mean that you sit in, the mothers doesn't sit in one place and meditate on the child to prove her love, or as a process. It's natural affection. And naturally, again and again, her mind is thinking about the baby, what it's doing, what is doing, like that. Especially infant babies, small babies. So the first business of the transcendental is to keep the mind always on Krishna. One should always think of Krishna and not forget him even for a moment. So it can be directly the form of Krishna, name of Krishna, maybe sitting and chanting. That is also completely considered thinking about Krishna. Chanting of the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 16 rounds when we do, we are actually in samadhi. More than that, the concentration of our mind on the Supreme. So automatically mind will come under control. No need to worry. Just chant Hare Krishna. So in order to concentrate the mind, one should always remain in the seclusion and avoid disturbance by external object. One should be very careful to accept favorable and reject. So we accept favorable situation and reject. If somebody is telling that, okay, you stop your chanting, we'll say, no, sorry, I can't do it. I won't do it. So we'll accept the favorable and we'll reject the unfavorable. But if somebody is neutral, we just stay there, no problem. In order to concentrate the mind, one should remain in seclusion and disturbance by external object. That we don't go run away from the forest or something. We'll see that what is Yukta Vairagya. You should be very careful to accept it. So this Rupa Goswami is telling, accept what is favorable, reject what is unfavorable. So many people, when they come to Krishna consciousness, a new devotee, they have frequently asked questions. How should I practice Krishna consciousness? How should I show my determination? Like this. So he should be very careful to accept the favorable and reject the unfavorable condition. This is the main rule. And in perfect determination, he should hanker after unnecessary. He should not hanker. after unnecessary material things, because one is constantly engaged in Krishna, good association in a small Namahat temple, and we are going and coming, and we continuously have something, some service or other to be done. And then when we engage like that, then we cannot remember most of it. But the philosophy portion and the reading portion, certainly it can be. So all these, what I'm telling, I don't even know. Just a second. This Yukta Vairagya means, okay, fine. So there are, what are all the points we learned from here? The point number one which we learned is the Bhakti Yogi knows Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, all the three. Whereas the Ashtanga Siddhi Yogi will know Brahman and Paramatma. But the Jnana Yogi will know only Brahman. He doesn't know Paramatma and Bhagavan. He doesn't know the discrimination. He's very confused about those topics, or sometimes he doesn't even, he ignores that topic. And that is first point which we read in the first paragraph. And the second is that constantly one should engage their mind in Krishna. So how to do it? By engaging in various services and in keeping ourselves busy, accepting favorable situation, rejecting unfavorable. Accepting favorable situation is chanting 16 rounds. One time, one of the lectures Prabhupada is telling in initiation lectures, is telling that Rupa Goswami's teachings, is telling that Hari Sambandha Vastuna. So something is useful for Hari Sambandha, then take it. Not avoid everything. So we should avoid which is unfavorable, and we should accept what is favorable. So that determination, that concentration of the mind, that is called samadhi or trance. So this is the second thing which we learned is the fixing the mind on Krishna. So one example I gave you is like a mother. It's not that she's sitting and meditating on the child in one place. It's so artificial. So when somebody tries to do this artificial method, it won't stay for long. So concentration on the mind, on a particular lovable object, lovable personality, and you're completely thinking of that personality only. Like I was telling yesterday, an example of a boyfriend and girlfriend. The boy is always thinking of the girl, and girl is always thinking of the boy. It's possible that like that to think about Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just need to practice it. You just need to do it, and that's it. So in order to concentrate the mind, one should always remain in seclusion and all. It's okay. We saw this. And all these perfections and precautions are perfectly executed only when you are directly in Krishna consciousness. Because direct Krishna consciousness means self. So another thing which we learned is what is direct Krishna consciousness, what is indirect Krishna consciousness. Bhakti yoga is direct Krishna consciousness. And what about Jnana yoga and Dhyana yoga? They are indirect. They are indirect Krishna consciousness, wherein there is a very little chance of material possessiveness. If somebody takes up to direct Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of interest in material possessions. Apparently, sometimes you may see that it may look like if somebody touches Prabhupada's pen or takes and misuses or breaks, then Prabhupada gets angry. Doesn't mean that is attached to the possession. Rather, he knows the art of using it in the service of Krishna, and if somebody damages it, he feels painful. So you need to throw the ego away. So here, if you see this, anashaktasya vishayan yadarham upayanchite nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam mukhyate. Don't reject unfavorable, accept all favorable, and use it in the service of Krishna, and that is called Yukta Vairagya. So you should know in this two terms, very important. One is what is Falgu Vairagya and what is Yukta Vairagya. These two are opposite things. That's why we talk about it, but actually it's not required. What I'm telling. My eyes are paining, so 1 second. Okay. Yukta Vairagyam, Phalgu Vairagya. Phalgu Vairagya means Vairagya like a monkey. Phalgu Vairagya means monkey Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means technique. Yukti means formula or technique, idea. So Yukta Vairagya means you have some intelligent methodology in which you follow Vairagya. Without leaving the material world, you can practice the Vairagya. Phalgu Vairagya is called monkey renunciation. What is that? Physically leaving the items and leaving everything and going to the forest. So you may become attached to a particular tree in the forest also. So how do you think there is Maya in the city and there is no Maya in the forest? The entire material world is created by her. So this Yukta Vairagya means utilizing everything in the service of Krishna. Phalgu Vairagya means the monkey, it leaves everything, it goes to the forest and then it lives in the forest like a sannyasi. Prabhupada is giving, in many places he is explaining this and he is giving the reason why Phalgu Vairagya is compared to monkey. Point number one, it leaves family that's not living in the city, it is actually living in the forest. Point number one. Point number two, it eats only fruits. It is not eating so many rice, dal, sabji, and pakoda and everything. You give it, sometimes it will eat, but mostly it lives on fruits. So somebody may get bewildered. Somebody living in the forest and lives on fruits. Everybody comes to, tries to treat him as a senior or something great, like that. So the monkey lives in the forest, but if you see the monkey, it is very sexually agitated. So the monkey is very sexually agitated, but despite it lives in forest, it eats only fruits. And another thing, the monkey is very greedy also. The monkey is very greedy. You try to give him any eatable. You see the way he's. Do you think very, very elegantly he will take one by one and enjoy and eat? No. Generally, normally, I'm talking about normal people who are not. Maybe we may train them a little bit, but generally. So monkey will actually show himself to be very renounced, will stay in the forest and eat only fruits, but actually his mind is filled with sense gratification. What I will eat, when will I have sex, like that it is thinking. So this is called Yukta Vairagya, a person who tries to leave everything physically and go to some secluded place or foreign country, some forest area, and there he want to practice even bhakti yoga or whatever it is, then that is not typically Yukta Vairagya, it is Phalgu Vairagya. So Phalgu Vairagya means monkey renunciation. The monkey, the Prabhupada is giving a nice example about monkey renunciation. So the monkey, what it will do, Phalgu Vairagya people also compare to this. So what it will do, monkey want to take, there is groundnuts kept in a jar. So the monkey puts the hand inside the jar. So many groundnuts. It is putting the hand. And full hand it is taking. So the hand, the jar's mouth is a little small. So the hand goes inside, empty hand goes inside, but when it picks up lot of groundnut, not able to come out. So long time it is struggling with that, with the vessel, because it is not able to take food, because its hand gets stuck, because it's so greedy. That let go. It doesn't let go certain food and then take it and take little by little. No, it will take hand fully it will take, so that the hand won't come out of the bottle and then it will struggle. But it's very greedy. So Prabhupada is telling that how monkeys are very greedy, but it will show as if it's a sannyasi and live in the forest. So this is the description of Phalgu Vairagi sannyasis, and Yukta Vairagi sannyasis will accept everything in the service of Krishna. So that you should know that Anashaktasya Vishayan Yatarham Upayanchite Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchite. You don't renounce, okay? You're not getting attached to things. Don't get attached. Don't think the items are all the items in this world for your enjoyment. No, it's all for Krishna's enjoyment. So he's not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in the relationship with Krishna. Amazing personality. You see this contradictory description. One is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna. Very important. This is called Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means you intelligently use all the elements. Don't get attached, but see how I can use it in the service of Krishna and Guru. So one is rightly situated above possessiveness. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without the knowledge or relationship with Krishna is not complete in renunciation. So people always ask, can I renounce? Can I renounce? Can I renounce? Because they see renunciation to be the topmost. But Krishna is telling it cannot attract, renunciation cannot attract Krishna. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without knowledge of its relationship with Krishna is not as complete. Anyway, everything in this world belongs to Krishna. Ishavashyamidam sarvam yatkinja. We already saw in Ishavanishad that everything belongs to Krishna. The initial verses. A Krishna conscious person well knows that everything belongs to Krishna. And Lord is always and he is always free from feelings of personal possession. Because everything belongs to Krishna, what am I possessing? Anything which I see, everything belongs to Krishna. So is there any meaning of possessing some things? There's no meaning only. So this devotee, he knows very clearly some Krishna Janmashtami happened in the midnight. And then, sorry, what I'm telling you? Oh, Krishna. Can somebody repeat what I was telling?
With Krishna
But you
Janmashtami, you were talking about something. Example you were about
Yukta
it.
Vairagya, you were saying. Before Janmashtami, you were saying Yukta Vairagya.
Yes.
We talked about possessiveness, Mataji.
Yes.
Yes.
So the possessiveness is not there in a devotee because he is seeing everything in relationship with Krishna. So he doesn't have possessiveness at all. That is the way to come out of possessiveness, not that I leave everything, I don't want, I am a Vairagi, show to everybody. Sometimes you see people, they are so rajasic, with passion, And if you say that, Prabhu, you don't touch it, I will never touch in my life. You will say like that. If you touch, you just ask me why. Like that, this kind of Vairagya is all called monkey renunciation. And the next day they will go and touch it. In your house, if I eat like you see, then they go and eat. But you see, one Vairagi, I'll give you an example of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the Guru Maharaj of Srila Prabhupada. Then he had a Vairagi. Not like Bhishma, he gave a Vairagya promise, but later it came into a big danger. Of course, he was an instrument in the hand of Krishna. He didn't do it on his own like Duryodhana or something. That is a different story. But generally, Krishna should be involved. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a young boy. At the time, Bhakti Vinod Thakur had got many nice mangoes and he had kept it on one table so that he has later as mother will, I mean, Rajani Devi will offer it to Rajani, no, her name. She will offer it to, what is her name? No, Baba, sorry. What is his name? Whatever. Her name is, starts with Ba. Okay, anyway. Bhagavati? No, I'm not very sure. Okay, so mother will offer. So the father had kept it. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a very small boy, 3, 4, 4, 5-year-old boy. So he just came from outside. He saw, oh, nice mangoes. He took one mango and he started eating. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had brought it so that they can offer it to Krishna and take it as prasad. Small boy, no. Sometimes in the house they say that small boy only, no, he'll be like this only, allow him like that. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught him. He called him and asked, who ate? Did you eat this? Yeah. See, we have Krishna at home. We have to offer everything to Krishna and take it as prasad. Is it all right to directly take that for ourselves? What right we have to take anything directly? Because we don't own anything. Like that, he advised. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur felt so ashamed. And so ashamed, he told that he thought in my life I'll never eat mangoes because I thought to eat without offering to Krishna. I thought to enjoy without Krishna. This is contamination. So Prabhupada used to eat mangoes. It's not that we follow Guru and copy the Guru. No. Following is different from copying. We should never copy or imitate Guru, but we should follow Guru. So these two are two different things. So Prabhupada told this pastime that Prabhupada used to eat mangoes, but he used to tell my Guru Maharaj never eats mangoes because when he was a small boy, he incidentally happened to eat a mango, and then father asked, "It is not offered to Krishna. How can you eat that?" Then he felt very bad, and then he thought, I'll never take mangoes anymore." And from that 5 year till the death, he never took ripened mangoes. This is Vairagya because for Krishna. It's for Krishna. How can I desire without prasadam? Like that. That is totally different. And the pujaris, they get up early in the morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock. They make some sweet rice, or previous day night they make at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And early morning, 2:30, 3 o'clock, they are getting up, waking up the deities. Very much austerity. All these are there. So, everything belongs to Krishna, nothing belongs to us. So this possessiveness will naturally be not there because we know very clearly everything belongs to Krishna only, and it has to be given Krishna and taken as prasad. So hankering for personal will not be there. Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rake ke. So Prabhupada, he used to quote one very beautiful Bengali proverb, that very nice proverb, that if Krishna wants to give you with the two hands, how much can you receive? If Krishna wants to give you with his own 10 hands, if he's giving you, how much can you receive with the two hands? And if Krishna wants to take away with the two hands, how much will you stop? So nothing, nature is not under our control. Even within our body, they say that, oh, in the advanced cancer stage, you have come to the hospital. But the cancer was there inside the person and it kept growing. And this person doesn't even know. That means we don't even know what is going on in our body. So we have to accept the things which are favorable to Krishna consciousness and reject the things which are unfavorable to Krishna. Very simple, straightforward ground rule. And this is called Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is the one which was followed by mostly Grahasthas. Of course, sannyasis and brahmacharis also in ISKCON. They use anything and everything in the service of Krishna. Otherwise, they don't use it, that they don't touch it like that. So sometime you may ask, no, I see brahmacharis having possessions. I know that I went to some devotee's house, they are considered exalted devotees, but they have sofa, they have dining table, they have some jewelry, they have something, they have possession. How do you say devotees are without personal possession? Krishna is in the altar, food they are giving, but in the sofa they are only sitting, no? And they are giving school fees to that baby, and the child is studying in school and they are paying school fees. How do you say that they don't have possessions? They have some possessions for personal requirement. Yes, but that is also for Krishna. Many people were asking this question, how it is possible. Now I'm going to give you a best example in which you can very nicely understand how a person who has taken initiation. I'm talking about only after initiation. I'm not talking about one who doesn't have a guru, is an anath. He's a lost person for Krishna. There are millions of souls which are lost in the world and they are also lost. But I'm talking about a person who has taken an Acharya Parampara, taken an initiation. So that person is in the radar of Krishna. And I wanted to give you a very, very nice example for how a devotee's possession can be considered as authentic. How that doesn't mean that we start trying to enjoy the sense gratification by the example, but this is for those who challenge that no, giving up everything only is real renunciation. If a devotee is having a nice life and some items, you comment on it. That should not be done. Why? It's because it is like this. You have puja paraphernalia. You have the puja plate, the arati plate, the conch shell, like all these things are there. Incense, all these things are there, right? Especially the puja plate and arati plate. Now, how do you keep the arati plate every day? You clean it very nicely, thoroughly, and you safeguard it. You dry wipe it after cleaning it nicely after the abhishek. In this way, you protect Krishna's dresses in the temple. If you have been in the pujari department, you will know that how nicely Krishna's dresses are maintained and with the jewelry, matching jewelry, and everything nicely organized and taken care and all. So the paraphernalia of Krishna are very valuable. And somebody puts it down on the floor, we don't do it. The arti plate, we don't put it anywhere and everywhere people walk, or we also don't go and stamp on it or something. We don't disrespect the paraphernalia. In fact, we respect the paraphernalia, right? So it's the expansion of Balram. Same way, this body also. See, the arti plate you are very nicely taking care. Then what about the hand which is lifting in order to show the arati or chamar? The hand is lifting. The hand belongs as a thin hand also become a arati paraphernalia. So when your body itself becomes a arti paraphernalia, because you are doing so many other services for Krishna, then your body itself is engaged in the service of Krishna. It has to be respected, and it may have some possessions for the maintenance. There is nothing wrong. You have maintained the paraphernalia of the Lord, right? The pujari maintains the puja plate so nicely, so well. That is because it is used in the service of Krishna. Same way, this body, and so far it is used in the service of Krishna. Then the maintenance is also devotional service. Washing the arti plate cannot be called devotional service. Can we say like that? Or is it devotional service? Who can answer that question? If washing the arti plate, is it devotional service or not? Because we
Yes, of course.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
How?
Because while washing the Aarti plates, our consciousness is mostly about in deep thoughts of Krishna, or that we are doing Krishna service, some thinking like that. So our thinking is some kind of purification in process,
Very
something
good.
like that.
Some people are trained to think like that. Some people are not trained. Maybe a new devotee, you're born devotee. I'm talking about a new person is coming. He may do it mechanically also. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But the activity itself is completely transcendental and it involves dhyana. The activity itself. So similarly, the hand, if I'm taking bath or if the hand is being washed and maintained, I'm putting some bangles in my hand. Why not? Prabhupada always was wearing a ring in his gold ring in his finger. So when a sannyasi can wear a gold ring, now if you see no Krishna conscious, some devotees are so vairagi, they will express their vairagya. She'll be a normal lady who got married, who's just living in a normal family. Then suddenly one fine day she comes to Krishna consciousness, start chanting, suddenly remove all the jewelry. The mother-in-law will get heart attack. What is this happening? She's going to become sannyasi or what? Or the mother will become. Why do you need to where it is mentioned? When Prabhupada, who is a sannyasi, is wearing. I'm not telling that you as a devotee dress so well that you become greedy and show off, decorate your dead body. No. Naturally, what is there in your circumstance, according to your time, place, and circumstances, whatever is the situation, you just adopt to it and live like a normal person. And then be Krishna conscious. This is what is expected. Every food which you eat should be offered to Krishna or his incarnations. So this is what we are telling, right? So where was I? So the body itself, make your body as arti paraphernalia. Yeah, and one more thing you told, the consciousness which has to be involved in washing the Lord's plate. Maybe the person who is new to the temple or something is given the service. He won't know what to think of Krishna. He doesn't know Krishna is one. Many demigods are there. This God is there. Shiva, Krishna, everybody same. Like he may think like that also. But he may be given some vessel washing service or whatever it is in the temple. So what do you think about it? So the devotional service done for Krishna always counts. The person, even if he's conscious or unconscious, is not properly conscious, situated, still it will have effect, like a medicine. So you when you take a medicine, you go to the doctor for some purpose, and then the doctor is giving you some medicine. Do you ask the chemical composition of the medicine? What are all the chemicals which are there? What is the chemical will do? What this will do? What is nothing, right? So it is, and my question is, there is a doctor who knows the ingredients of the medicine, and there is one patient, he doesn't know the ingredient of the medicine. Let us take it as a headache medicine. Both of them are taking that headache medicine, so both of them will get cured. It's not that doctor knows about the medicine, so he get better benefit. No, no. You know, you don't know. Knowing and performing is certainly a little higher compared to unknowingly doing, but unknowingly doing also has amazing effect. So it's not required that you have to sit like a dhyana, concentrate, meditate, mindful of mind. What entire mind is filled with what? How to avoid mind, how to use mind, like this. So don't too much get into the speculative ideas. Simply washing the vessel, washing the arti plate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is naturally devotion service. And it's a yoga and dhyana by itself, whether he does concentratedly or not concentratedly. Like medicine, when it is taken, knowing the ingredient, not knowing the ingredient without any details will also work. Same way, devotional service will work on you, and it will bring transformation. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam. The entire soul. Guru Maharaj says that this is not soul, it is coal. So it will be removed. That all the contaminations will be removed. So this is very, very important verse which we talked about Yukta Vairagya. Yuktam Vairagyam Uchite, definition of Yukta Vairagya. Whatever is favorable, one is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna. In the mood of renunciation, accept everything in the service of Krishna, not for you, but for Krishna. One is highly situated above the possessiveness. In that case, on the other hand, one who rejects everything without the knowledge of the relationship to Krishna, many of them, when they join newly to Krishna, can I leave the job? Can I leave the job? Can I leave the... Already the job is given to you by whom? Your karma, but you can offer that to Krishna. But the overall idea is, I won't give to Krishna. Why renunciation is condemned? See, you become a devotee. You can give to Krishna whatever you have. You have your education, job, whatever you have, you can give whatever possible you can give from that. But you want to throw it away immediately as soon as you become. Means you are envious of Krishna again. You don't want to give him. So this, we should be very, very careful about the renunciation and this Falgu Vairagya, monkey renunciation. Very thin line is there in between. So a Krishna conscious person knows that everything belongs to Krishna. Thus, he always free from the feelings of personal possession. So he knows everything belongs to Krishna. So he doesn't have any interest in personal possession. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. If you have questions, write it down. Later we will discuss after this. Just check it. Okay. Okay, 11 and 12, repeat after me. Srimad Bhagavatam, text 11 and 12. Suchau deshe pratishthapaya.
Sucho deshe pratishtapaya
Tiram asanamatmana.
Tiram
asanamana
Nati utsritam nati nischam.
Nati
Shailajina kushotaram.
Tiram kushotaram
Tatraikagram manakritva.
Tataikamam manakritva
Yata chidendriya kriya.
Ajitendriya
Upavishyasane yunjyat. Yogam atma vishuddhaye. Translation: to practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusa grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point. Yesterday itself, we discussed about Yukta Vairagya and yesterday we discussed about Krishna. Seclusion. Forest authority has captured all the forest. Like that, we already saw that. And today, this AI assistant I have enabled, I think that is sucking some energy from me. I'm not able to think straight. And my eyes are paining like anything. It's like somebody's pulling my eyeballs out. Anyway. After I turned this AI assistant, okay, maybe from tomorrow let us not have it. I thought you can have a summary of the class, so I enabled it. Okay, anyway. So the practice yoga, one should go, okay. So we saw that the secluded place doesn't there. So secluded place is generally a place where nobody is there. But actually what Prabhupada writes in purport, let us see this. Okay, somebody read the purport.
Sacred place refers to places of pilgrimage. In India, the yogis, the transcendentalists, or the devotees all leave home and reside in sacred places such as Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavan, Rishikesh, and Haridwar, and in solitude practice yoga where the sacred rivers like the Yamuna and the Ganges flow. But often this is not possible, especially for Westerners. The so called yoga societies in big cities may be successful in earning material benefit, but they are not at all suitable for the actual practice of yoga. One who is not self controlled and whose mind is not undisturbed cannot practice meditation. Therefore, in the Brihanaradiya Puran, it is said that in Kali Yuga, then the present yuga or age, when people in general are short lived, slow in spiritual realization, and always disturbed by various anxieties, the best means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Harer Nam, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva Gatiranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way.
Okay, thank you. So here, the seclusion generally means a place, lonely place. So where do the yogis generally go? You would have seen them, Himalayas, like that. So they are all the other mystic yogis. But actually, devotees, they also are yogis. So we also go, Mayapur, Vrindavan, Puri. We also go to sacred places. So not that we don't go. Where do you sometimes we were part of a beautiful congregation, and this Rath Yatra time, now it's Rath Yatra time. So the pujaris and all will be very, very busy for 2-3 days. They won't be able to chant. Because the Jagannath will go to another place and then he will be staying in Mandapam and all that. And then in that marriage hall or some big hall, then Jagannath has to be brought to Ulta Rath and so much service for them, they won't be able to chant. So after Rath Yatra, they'll come and request the temple president, please give us leave. We have some 10 days rounds to, or 5 days rounds to chant. So we want to go to Mayapur, Vrindavan or Puri and chant and come back like that. I've seen them, and then the president will send them so that they can complete their rounds and come back like that. So the sacred place generally refers to place of pilgrimage. In India, the yogis, transcendentalists, or the devotees all leave home and reside in a sacred place such as Prayag, Madura, Vrindavana, Rishikesh, Haridwar. And the solitude practicing yogis, they go to some Tibet, some Himalayas, where the sacred rivers like Ganga and Yamuna, Gangotri, Yamunotri, where the beginning cold places where general common public will not go and not commercialized. It's so cold that they don't want to live there, and they just go as a tour and come back, the public. So they leave there to the secluded place, but often this is not possible, especially for Westerners. Prabhupada is telling. One time Guru Maharaj told a beautiful story, pastime, story only, which was told by Prabhupada in Mayapur. So Prabhupada told that this Mayapur is so beautiful. There is our temple place, and opposite there is Ganga. And there's a just plant of the Tulsi, and one can just live in the bank of Ganga, chant Hare Krishna, go around Tulsi, and then live a peaceful life. But you cannot. He told the Westerners, and all the Westerners, yes, yes, yes. Prabhupada said, no, you cannot do it. The Guru Maharaj said this pastime, how he told this. It's not possible. And he told a story that there was a fisherman. I think I already told you or not, I don't know. This is very famous. Regularly Guru Maharaj quotes this story. There was a fisherman, and he came with a fish basket. It became very late in the night for him to fish and come back home. And when he was heading back, it is very dark. So he wanted to rest in some place. So he knocked at the door. In those days, the hospitality is very nice, not like Kripana of today's. So the house owner said, "Oh sir, no, no, it became very late for me to finish my job. I'm not able to go home. It became dark. Okay, please come and sleep in my home. I'll make a bed for you." So he just gave a mat, and that person tried to sleep, and this owner is also sleeping, and this man is rolling and rolling and rolling this guest. So that man got up in the middle of the night. "Why, sir? It seems that you're not sleeping at all. Why you're not sleeping?" Then he said, "No, I am actually a fisherman, and I have a very small hut." So actually, this owner said it to keep the fish basket outside and come to sleep in the home. So this guest told, "I'm used to that fish smell. So without the fish smell, I am not able to sleep because every day." Then the owner said, "Okay, no problem. What to do? You bring the fish basket inside." The owner cannot sleep. He went outside. That is different. So this fisherman had that fish basket next to him. With that smell only, he was able to sleep. So Prabhupada told the story, and he told, "You people want to sleep with fish basket, that dream like this. You want motor sound. You want skyscraper buildings. You want all the vehicles going busy city like that. Hittar and dittar, everybody running. Dog is running in four legs, and the vehicles are running in four wheels, and nobody knows where they are going." In Tamil, there is a joke. They say that, what is that? "நாய்க்கு வேலை இல்லை, நிக்க நேரம் இல்லை." Means the dog doesn't have any work, but it is so busy roaming here and there. You see the dog in your streets, no? You won't be that much busy. Even the person who's keeping the body fit, he go for jogging. He won't be running like that. But the dog, you see that chick, 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 chick. Either it will be sitting and looking here and there, very little bit. Most of the time, they are all busy in the street in four legs, always in the four legs. So, but if you ask what is the job, if you take a cat, okay, it has, especially street dogs. Street dogs are more busy than the home dogs. Okay, the street dogs are very very busy. But if you take a cat, at least it will catch a rat, or if you have a cow, an animal, it will give milk. So some use is there, some work is there. But the dog doesn't have any work. The street dog doesn't have any work. But it is the busiest in the street. Nobody is as busy like that. So Prabhupada told the same example, like the dog runs in the four legs, and they're busy for nothing, running, taking the item from one place to another place. The item will be in the shop and it will be at home. Then from the home it will go to another place. The daughter will take it. I possess, you possess. Nothing in the whole world, everything belongs to Krishna. Either it is in the shop, or for example, take gold. Whether it is the gold is there in the gold mines, or the gold is there in the jewelry shop or jewelry maker, or it is at your home and later it goes to your daughter's home, wherever it is going. Everything belongs to Krishna, and you just need to leave it and go. You're just in a rental place, it's a temporary place. Some people have small duration like human beings, and demigods kind of people have long duration. Long or short, you die. That's it. You are in rent, you are in lease, or you may be in monthly rent. Just because you are in lease, don't think that you eternally live here. Nobody lives eternally here. Everybody comes to an end here. So possessions, the things, everything is here, and it will be here only. So some people wrote, "This is Gita Char," like this. No, this is not the Sar of Gita. This is not the essence of Gita. It will be here. So you cannot actually possess things. You cannot own. The simple thing, because it belongs to Krishna. Very, very simple. Whom it belongs to Krishna. They say that whatever you take, it is all taken from here, whatever you... Yes, it is true. But it also disappears one day. Bhutva, Praliyati, the 14 planetary systems are destroyed. There may be demigods, there may be demons, there may be siddhas, there are charanas, any living entity, any ghost, anybody who is living, anybody who is in this universe, everybody is going to disappear one day. That the universal destruction is there. Brahma also, what to speak of everybody. The Brahma, who is the topmost, who is the first born in this universe and will last to death. First born person and the one to die at the last. He doesn't have a death by killing or something. His body is also very special. We'll see in Bhagavatam. So during the Pralaya, the last 100 years of Brahma, then he will die. He will also die. Then the universe will get destroyed. Universal destruction. Then why are you running here and there, taking the items from one place to another? And it was in the shop and it is with you now, and later it will be. Then you just transferring items. There was cement and sand. There was sand in some river bank, and there was some cement in quarry. Somewhere granite was there. All those things were brought, and it was a home. And after like 40 years, this is 100 years, that home is broken. Nobody wants to go there. And your great-grandson came and smashed it, and he want to sell it like this. And so many people had houses. Now at all agricultural land. And we read Akbar came, Babur came, that in this there was a big kingdom where Kalinga dynasty, this dynasty, that dynasty. Dynasty. They are all dead. Where is that palaces? Totally. This palace had like this many rooms. It had 150 rooms. Where is the 150 rooms? One brick also you're not able to see. One brick. In Nepal, there was an earthquake. And suddenly, so many buildings were missing. What yesterday was there, today not there. A big earthquake happened and many buildings went inside. So, yesterday the building was there, today is not there, missing. So, in this way, not everything belongs to Krishna. So, you just be Krishna conscious and offer everything to Krishna happily, because it is not as a part of a process, because it is truth. It's part of the truth. So how nice, so we should understand that the Krishna consciousness is so nice and it keeps us so natural and comfortable. So we need not run away from items. So you run away from home and go to the forest. Whom does the forest belong to? Forest belongs to Krishna. So there is only one yoga. So even in the city is impossible. So people go for a secluded place. So here the Ashtanga Siddhi Yoga is recommending a secluded place. But you see yoga studios in Western countries, in India, these yoga studios are very, very famous to keep the body fit or whatever it is. It is in the middle of the city. So here Prabhupada is mentioning the so-called yoga societies. The big cities may be successful earning material benefit, but they are not suitable for actual practice of yoga. So actual practice of yoga is not to keep the body fit. The actual practice of yoga is to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even in the form of Paramatma. One who is not self-controlled and whose mind is disturbed. Mind is not undisturbed, cannot practice meditation. So if you are living in a city, it's impossible. Impossible. Can you be without your mobile for at least one day? I take away your mobile for one day, mobile or TV, anything. We'll go crazy. So therefore, in Brihat Naradiya Purana, it is said that Kali Yuga, people in general, there is only one beautiful process, self-realization process. Because we are continuously disturbed by various anxieties. Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam. Hello, Nastiva, Gatiranyata. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Simply chant this. Just in Kali Yuga, there is only one, Hare Nama. 3 times it's repeated. And Prabhupada is telling, Kevalam Kalo Nasteva. What is the meaning of this Nasteva? So in the Harinama, why it is written? Because in Shastra, anything which is told even once is considered like law book. And when it is repeated thrice, it is considered most important. So this Harinama, Harinama, Harinama is repeated thrice to show the importance of this Harinama. And Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyata, why Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva is 3 times mentioned is because not by no other way, no other way, no other way. Means what? 3 times. Not by Karma Yoga, not by Jnana Yoga, not by Ashtanga Siddhi Yoga, you can attain success. You can attain success only. You can come out of this Kali influence only by Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatir Anyata. No other way, no other way, no other way. Other than chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is part of devotional service. Okay. We'll see this tomorrow. Or only how much? Tomorrow I have something important. Okay, let me give you some assignments to do tomorrow. I'll maximum try to log in. Okay. I have a meeting at this similar timing because it's for US. In case if it postpones or finishes or whatever it is, I'll join in. I'll be anyway putting you an assignment. You have to complete that assignment during that time for tomorrow. Okay. But mostly I'll try to join. 90% I'll be there. The 10%, if the meeting prolongs, I may not be there. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? 5,
Hare
4.
Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Maji, I have a question on the previous purport. Like you already explained, but I don't think I have good clarity on it. The definition of samadhi was given as concentration of the mind on Krishna samadhi. And then in the next statement, concentration of mind is done in seclusion, something like that was written. So I'm a bit confused because I understood it with the example of the mother concentrating it on the baby.
Yeah.
Well, then how to fit seclusion in the picture?
No, this is about Dhyana Yoga. Prabhupada is actually this entire chapter is Dhyana Yoga only. But we have Dhyana. See, people may think, for example, person sits in one place and very consciously chants Hare Krishna 16 rounds. Sometimes people see him in the temple and think him to be very great. But there is nothing great about it. Whereas Prabhupada was walking and chanting. So that is nothing lower. So sometimes we don't sit and do it as a process, but it may be part of our consciousness. Continuously, it's part of our consciousness. When we take up to chanting Hare Krishna and start living a life of a devotee, constantly it is a part of our life. Oh, so these are two different things. Like even a girlfriend and a boyfriend, they think, but girlfriend doesn't do much to him. She just meditates upon him. The boy also. But if you take mother, that is the best example. This is how the devotee is in samadhi. So, but he is not physically to see. He may look like an ordinary person. If you see Prabhupada, he will look like typically an ordinary, his routine from morning till evening is not ajeeb sa kuch. Dhyana, Baba Prema also, he doesn't do that. I go to Ashtasattvika Baba, I'm going to Brindavan and like this, and his body is hair standing on end. No, you can just see him as a normal person. Even Guru Maharaj is normal. One time, how will I know Guru Maharaj? How can I please you? Just ask me. Guru Maharaj answered, I'm here, just ask me. It's so straightforward and clear and normal. So generally in spirituality, ajibsa, we want something very, very different. Okay. So here the seclusion is given, actually seclusion is given in the sloka. He should live alone in seclusion. That is why the Ashtanga Siddhi yogis, they go to Himalayas. You saw in Kumbh Mela, no? There are thousands and thousands and lakhs of people. Where from this Naga Babas, this Baba, that Baba, and Yogi was standing on one leg for one full day. He was standing on one leg. So many people they showed. They are all in seclusion. So Krishna is mentioning this, and Arjuna is going to reject this. But Prabhupada is mentioning that how the samadhi is included in a devotee's life. We get samadhi, nothing, just like that. Sometimes I have only one question now for all of you to be practically tell you have been into samadhi or not. I have a practical question. You have been into Krishna consciousness for quite some time, at least 1 or 2 years minimum, I'm thinking, I'm assuming. Most of you are more than 2 years, I think. I have a question. Sometime you go to some temple festival, okay? Any festival it can be, each of you should tell me truthfully that you lost track of time or you lost track of place and you got involved and later you realized, oh, so many things I did and it's in one day, like that. Have you ever felt like that? Who's going to start? Whom can I ask? Like you never had the sense of time or place, at least for some time. 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour, 3 hour. It can be a festival, it can be some Guru Maharaj arrival or meeting with him or traveling. It may be anything, any Krishna conscious activity. You totally lost track of who you are, what you're doing, how, but you just involved in it and did it.
Yes, Mataji, I want to share.
Yes. Om Govindara.
So before 2 years, I got an opportunity to serve Guru Maharaj. And when Guru Maharaj arrived at Gujarat, and from that moment, I started traveling with Guru Maharaj by, of course, his mercy. I got that chance. So while Guru Maharaj was in Mumbai and especially at Delhi Hospital, and even right now, I just went to Mayapur in that case also, but I am sharing about the Mumbai and Delhi part because that was my first time. So I was doing, first of all, I was doing the cleaning service from the initial stage, and then I got shift and I got traveling with Guru Maharaj in different places. But yes, so my duty was to arrive at 3 a.m. at Guru Maharaj's room, and when Guru Maharaj awake, our duty starts. So the morning duty is quite a little bit hectic, but it seems little bit hectic, but it is not because we don't, I mean, I'm not, realizing where the time is going, what I am doing in that moment. Means I know what I'm doing, but the time and place, I don't know. I just was concentrating, focused on the different services of Guru Maharaj. So at 3 a.m. to 12 a.m., and then Mahal Prabhu said, "Have you eaten something?" Oh no, I haven't eaten something. So Mahal Prabhu just come and give me some food. So it's every day. Sometimes I eat at 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Something this time interval while doing Guru Maharaj service because of excitement or that mood. I don't know, but yes, these things happens.
Very good. Anybody else? Very nice. See, you lose track at that time. Even sometimes we go to Mangalarti till Bhagavatam. If you continuously get involved in dancing and singing and this and that, you lost. Where am I? What am I doing? You're not. You're totally out of the.
But the comedy part is while I'm in Surat and doing this Surat's things, even I got, I just do debate with my father that I am saying that I will not do any work without eating. So this is the change I have seen there.
So you lost track of, especially time and place. I was talking about. Of course, the food also. Okay. Anybody else would like to share? Keeping, losing track of where am I? What am I? Like he said, he lost track of even food, time and place mostly. We lost track, right? Anybody else? Namanit Prabhu?
Mataji, almost every festival is like that, Mataji, in the temple. So we start at the morning. Sometimes we start like around 6 o'clock. Evening 6 is over. Still, we don't know that evening 6 is over. Then we realize, no, I mean, track of anyway. We don't. We don't even have prasad in between. But still, something is getting, and then we enjoy having that. So we don't even know we are having, but we still have that. And yeah, almost every festival is like that, Mataji. I mean, at that time, we don't feel the tiredness specifically. We feel more and more happy. Do whatever we do, right? We have that extra energy that comes to the body when we do that. I don't know where that energy comes from, right? We don't get tired. There is a sense of a kind of a blissful feeling,
Yes.
like being there. I mean, we want to still be there, the same state or same place, same state of mind or whatever it is. There is a sense of blissfulness.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, because of that blissfulness, probably that though the time is going, we don't know that the time is going.
Yes. And you won't even know. Sometime you will shuttle between home and the temple for bringing something, taking something, and going in. And when you went, where you went, everything you're not clear about things also.
It will like
Sometimes.
I end of the day, it would be like 12 to 15 hours past. And when we see that, it will be like we just started.
Yeah, yes. Very wonderful. Wonderful. Anybody else? I think most of you would have gone through. Jayalakshmi?
Yeah, actually,
Yes, Akarshak.
yeah, actually in Rath Yatra, especially I always choose this service, or if Prabhuji will give, then I will also means want this service one that around Rath we will make people to circumambulate and also along with chant at least 108 means beat. So we will start our services and I mean every different people maybe just get their night food means night prasadam, but actually we are so much busy that we don't know when it will become 10 p.m 10:30 p.m means 11 p.m, and actually all 11 days sorry 11 days means all 8 days around we are so much busy means actually I also not realize that how from evening it will night and late night like that.
Very good. And you may not feel much the hunger and all also.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yes.
very
We
good.
actually, I means from Jagannath temple, I will bring all fruits. Means, on that day, any amount of fruits they will offer to Jagannath, especially mango, some pineapple, some watermelon like that. I will bring all just we will means distribute, and also around last year, we have brought 50,000 khajas, 50,000 rupees value khajas, and we distributed all. Okay, but we don't even try to eat one piece. We will
That is
only
very bad. Guru Maharaj says that this is bad. Very bad. Because he says that you also need to take. Because
yeah, yeah,
eating is a devotional service, this kind of sacrifice is foolishness. You should
yeah.
take
But
at least one small piece.
yeah.
At least one small piece you should break and put in your mouth. I am only a milestone. I'll let everybody go to Goloka. I won't go. I am a sacrifice person. Not this won't work.
Yeah. We will take
One
in
small piece you
morning
should
time.
just break it and put it in your mouth like this.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Good, good. Very nice. But actually you don't have the hankering. Yeah. Jayalakshmi?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
We used to do this Laksharchana service at temple. We used to recite that Krishna Shtotra Satanamavali 1 lakh times. Actually, when ordinary days at home, we don't have that energy to do even once. But when it comes to temple doing the reciting that for the pleasing the Lord, I don't know where the energy comes. And sometimes we do it in fasting also, and it almost takes a minimum 3 to 3.5 hours continuously. But it was like I used to feel I recited only 10 times, but how I finished till 3 hours, it was like amazing. Like still we had energy even after they said the count is over. Just stop it. I used to be few of our devotees. We used to have energy to still recite, and we keep on reciting. It was nice, blissful, and really where the energy comes, and we don't even long for prasadam also during that time. Even they come and give water in between also, we don't feel that much. It was nice.
Oh, so nice. Yes. So this kind of absorption, Disha, Sumedha, Ayan, any of you?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, I want to share one incident. Like
Yes.
When I'm in Voice, there is one camp in Ujjain we have. Okay, so in that camp, I have the seva to organize the camp, everything like uh, where the devotees go, prasadam, where devotees will stay, everything, and there are some hundreds of devotees. So there is a, I think 5 or 6 days camp, or the 5 or 6 days long. I think the camp is. So I had a sleep cycle around 7 to 8 hours. Otherwise, I am not able to work properly. Okay, it is like I have that condition. But in that camp, I only sleep like 4 to 5 hours per day, and from morning to night through whole day, I have seva to manage everything, and everything links like where the devotees will go, how the prasad will come, and everything. So it is going like that. Like 5 days are gone. Like it is like I don't know like how it is gone, but it's gone like that. Yes, Mataji.
Oh, very nice. See, you're keep losing track of time and place, date, like this. Even parikrama, sometimes we will, earlier we had parikrama, and we don't know what is the date, what is the earlier, we didn't have so much mobile and all. We had a phone, but we won't use it so regularly. So it's like a brick brick phone. But we totally lost track. We totally cut from the material world. We are into another world. Every day, 7 days, 5, 6 days, like that. I also had like that experiences in Rath Yatra. I don't know that 2, 3 days actually, because I used to also cook for the deities, also cook for Guru Maharaj also, and at the same time some drama. I was training the children. So many services. So shuttling, I really don't know how many times I shuttled to home, and what was the traffic, how I crossed. Nothing I know. Nothing. I was not in this world. I was somewhere else, and I didn't know. One time during Janmashtami in the midnight, we were doing service, not Janmashtami day, before 1 week before itself, 10 days, we became very busy. In one Mataji's house, we were folding, one Mataji's house, we used to prepare the newsletters or the invitations. So we were night fully, we were taking printouts of all the life members, everybody, and sticking it in the invitations and for posting. So we were putting it in the covers, folding it and all that. And I was the only initiated devotee. So another place, one devotee is there, his house in factory, they are making all the namkeens and sweets to be sold to the public. So I have to go and do the offering, a small kirtan, I have to do an arati, and then whatever they have cooked, I need to offer. So I have to go. So, but full night I was folding the this newsletters and everything with all the other devotees. We were all doing it, and then I had to go to that devotee's house. It was 3 o'clock or something. I didn't sleep from previous day till the next day afternoon 1:33. So I just took my two-wheeler, and that house is maybe 3 kilometers away, very near only, but has to cross a main road. And I have taken the vehicle. I remember going till the main road. After that, I totally forgot. I am driving, and actually I've slept. After some time, I saw I have come far, almost 1 kilometer. I drove sleeping, and I am still there in that road. And I was surprised how I drove straight. How many vehicles came opposite to me? How many vehicles came next to me? Nothing I know. I'm just in two-wheeler, just to think scooty. I had scooty. Oh my God, this is my life's topmost experience of samadhi. It's not sleep actually. Out of tired, actually, I'm going into some trance kind of thing, and then I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going. So then, of course, another stance is losing track of the day and time. Like you say that so many times, we lose track. Anybody else? Disha, Sumeda? Yes, Disha.
Maji.
Mm.
Maji, one experience was like 3 years ago when I did book distribution. It was my first experience. We had gone outdoor, and like our plan was to do this for like 2 hours and then go back to temple, and then they just take darshans and head back to our homes also. But then we just ended up doing 4 hours, and I only realized that was 4 hours after I got a ring from home. that you were supposed to be back and you're not back yet. And then even after that, I was just trying to, like extend that period. So, yes, there was a sense of like like no track of time in that one situation. And yes, like Navneet Prabhu also mentioned, even during festivals, it happens. Like when the day passes off, when it finishes up so quickly, we don't know in all the services we are engaged.
Perfect. Very nice. Sumedha?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So sometimes we would do garland seva in the temple and you'd sit straight for more than 4 hours sometimes and completely concentrating on the garland that it should come out well. What if I do some mistake in between? So that was my experience, Mataji.
Yes. And sometimes you see in the dream also flowers. If you're too much of garland. Like I see some jewels. I was in charge of the Radha Govinda Julan Yatra. And all the jewelry I purchase also. And I maintain in my home also. Only once in a year, 5 days Julan Yatra happens. I used to bring the jewels. The deities are in the temple. Small deities, and they'll come for the Julan, decorating the Julan and other things. Me and another Mataji will do. But deity service, I was the Brahmana initiated. So somehow I was a old person in the congregation. So somehow I was senior in only one Brahmana lady. Later, of course, other people gradually took and we trained them. But initially it was me. So they give me to decorate. So I used to make a in home. It's a big pralaya that every year I do this. But on the fifth or fourth or fifth day, I start seeing, I decorate also the deities, small deities. But I start seeing jewels. But sometime I think it is in Goloka or whether it's what jewels I'm seeing. Is this Goloka jewels or it's just because I'm seeing too many jewelry? I'm thinking like that. These are also very nice, Sumedha, this flower garland. Even 4 hours, you're just focused on service to Krishna. See, what you think, mostly you won't have time to think. Sometimes they say no, but anyway, while doing it, you have to think of Krishna. No need to plan like that. You just do. There is a Guru Maharaj used to quote this Nike logo. What is the Nike's? They brand. All the brands have some term. No, what do you call it? Brand logo caption. They have a caption. So the Nike is just do it. The Guru Maharaj used to quote this: just do it. Do the devotional service and see. Without cessation, you'll really get absorbed. And this is actually samadhi. That 4 hours which you involved in garland making, or 4 hours involved in prasadam distribution, or in the full day involved in some chanting of the Shtotra Sada, or in festivals, in various services, you're absorbed and you lose track and you just, Prabhu, did you do that? Did you do that? This is like this. It's so transcendental that you really keep track. So not keep track of time and place. So time and place belongs to material world, the condition of time and place. And we just escape and get into the complete absorption on Krishna. This is how Yashoda lives 24 hours. So all the spiritual world people live like this and that. This is spiritual realm. We are given break with the break, with the break, with the break. Devotional service break, devotional service break, devotional material world. It has to, because we have our personal body maintenance, and sometimes you won't even know how you took bath, what color dress you wore. Nothing you know. You'll just run. You just do things. Sometimes you're not conscious of yourself. If you're conscious of yourself, then you're material world. You're you're porting yourself forcefully into the material world. There is an opportunity to stay back in spiritual world, even despite we are in the material world. These are all the samadhi. This is samadhi actually. In Bhagavatam and all, you will come across people absorbed like this. You'll see many. This is concentration of the mind. What is that here? Concentration of the mind on the Supreme is called samadhi or trance. The Supreme cannot be approached without devotional service. So if you are doing devotional service, that means concentration of the mind on Supreme is already there, and that is trance or samadhi. Okay, so all of you have already experienced samadhi. Okay, samadhi doesn't mean that some people they die, they make graveyard and they call it samadhi. This is a very wrong word. misused by Mayavadis. Samadhi is nothing but you experience your spiritual bliss, either through contact with Krishna or through contact with devotional service, which in fact connects to Krishna. Because of the touch, you get into some status of consciousness where you're not ported away from the material world. You're already ported away from the material world. You stay for some time and then you come back to your position. Like there was a movie called Avatar, in which a person, there is another dimension in which there is a world, and where there are some people, aliens, they are living. These people, in order to go there, they get inside a box and there is some electrical connections and all that. And they get ported there. They get inside their realm with their kind of body. And then they perform there. And after that, they come back. After that session finishes, they just come back to their own world. Like that, we are right now in the material world, but actually belongs to spiritual world. But spiritual experience, as a spirit soul, even though we didn't develop our body fully, but still we are having the spiritual experiences, which in fact is helping to develop the body. That actually Guru will give at the end of the day, end of the life, or whenever we need to get into Goloka, the limbs will get automatically developed by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. We need not separately endure for that. But we need to endure for this experience. This experience is the most tastiest. This is the real thing in Krishna consciousness, which you all are told, no? That one. We have to try to stay in that platform. Then we are always in samadhi. So we say the trance, we don't use the word trance, we say so transcendental, such a transcendental experience. Somebody asks, what is your realization? Oh, it's such a transcendental experience. Like that we say. So much kirtan, we had 3 hours, 2 hours, continuous kirtan. It was such a transcendental experience. Like that. Sometimes you're conscious of the person who is singing and the character of the person and the ups and downs of the ragas and all. Sometimes you port yourself up and down, up and down. But if you want, you can actually absorb fully in the Harinam also and experience the same trance. Okay, thank you very much. Devotees, even the beginner devotee, the advanced other yogis cannot compare with the beginner Gopi. The elementary bhakti yogi cannot be compared to the advanced jnana yogi or ashtanga siddhi yogi. Their conclusion is our beginning. The conclusion of other yoga system is the beginning. We saw the ladder, no? You remember the ladder? You remember the ladder? So the conclusion that the bhakti yoga starts where all the yogas are finished. No more to take juice from that other yoga. So if the Ashtanga Siddhi yoga can attain Samadhi, a Bhakta casually attains Samadhi. Casually. Just by participating in one festival, you attain Samadhi. Okay. Any other questions, comments? So don't take the terms which generally people use for Samadhi, trance, and some people put LSD. When Prabhupada went to Western countries, the yogis and all have taught that there is another world, you can go into that realm and there is something. So they put LSD, marijuana, some drugs, and they want to get into that, and I am floating, I am in trance, like that. So this is bogus things. No, there I said it. That is a real trance. Prabhupada explains this in many purports in Bhagavad. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion. Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or comment? Park it or you can put it in the group. If you want immediately, you can ask, no issues. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for staying back with me. And today we learned about Yukta Vairagya and Phalgu Vairagya. This we will see in detail in Nectar of Devotion also. But this is a very Yukta Harasya Vigarasya. We'll see that another sloka also. This Yukta means intelligent or smartness, smart devotee, smart renunciation. Yukti is also technique. So the technique of renunciation is called Yukta Vairagya. So what is the technique? Fish that don't touch water. Accept everything for the service of the Lord And don't accept anything for yourself, but for the service of the Lord. And of course, we maintain our body also, because this body is a paraphernalia of the Lord, used in the service of the Lord. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow I'll update you. Anyway, be ready for an assignment. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि।